Hello, and welcome back to a chapter a day. It is Friday, and I know for some people who are out in the workplace, you are maybe or possibly happy. Most people are that Friday has come because that means the end of their work week. For me, pre retired, semi retired, not sure how to term myself yet. I am not having the hassle of the workplace, so when Friday comes, it just means it's just the pre Sabbath for me. Time for me to start winding down my work at home and whatever other activities I find myself doing throughout the week. But I'm not so tired that I really have that, yay, it's Friday kind of mentality anymore. But I'm always glad to know I made it safely through another week. So today is Friday, February the 9th. And yesterday we read chapter 39 of Genesis, where Joseph was taken into Potiphar's house, and Potiphar saw something in Joseph that he was a good, honest worker, and that allowed Potiphar to trust him with his household and his goods. All that he had was under Joseph's care. But then Potiphar's wife also thought she had some sort of possession of Joseph because she wanted him to be with her. And Joseph said, no, as a young man, that is so admirable and honorable. He put God first, that's for sure. Because he said, how could I do this wicked thing and sin against God first and foremost? And I think sometimes we forget when we do wrong, God is the person we offend first and foremost, and then the other person to whom we did the wrong. So he decided he was not going to do that, and she kind of set up a stage where no one was in the house at that time. She might have arranged it, who knows. And then she tried to force him again to be with her, and he ran off because she tried to grab onto him. She got his coat, but he escaped and he ran away. Not sure where he went. And she was the one that started yelling, hey, hey, look at this Hebrew that you brought into our home. He just came in to mock me, or to disgrace me, I guess that's what she means by mock. And when I refused him, he ran off and left his coat. Oof, my goodness. Is it a proverb that says, hell knows no fury as a woman scorned? Yeah. Well, she made it seem like Joseph was attacking her. And of course, I guess any husband hears that more or less. He might already know the kind of person she is, but hey, it's his reputation. He don't look good too if some man try to, deal with his wife in that manner. So he just did what he felt he had to do, which was to take Joseph and put him into prison. And like it's always said, he kind of figured out maybe that she was up to schemes, because had he really believed Joseph attacked his wife, he would have had Joseph killed because he was in that position. But he put him into prison, and the prison guard himself found that there was honor in Joseph and put him in charge of the other prisoners and things around the prison. So no matter where you go, if you hold fast to your integrity and first and foremost to God and his principles, because that is what Joseph was upholding more than anything else, God's principles, God's laws. People will see whatever it is in you. They will see that coming through you, and they will trust you with things that maybe otherwise they would not have. So that was chapter 39, and we go on to chapter 40. And it came to pass after these things that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker had offended their lord, the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was wroth against two of his officers, against the chief of the butlers and against the chief of the bakers. And he put them in ward in the house of the captain of the guard into the prison, the place where Joseph was bound. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them, and they continued a season in ward. And they dreamed a dream, both of them, each man his dream in one night, each man according to the interpretation of his dream, the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, which were bound in the prison. And Joseph came in unto them in the morning, and looked upon them, and behold, they were sad. And he asked Pharaoh's officers that were with him in the ward of his Lord's house, saying, Wherefore look ye so sadly today? And they said unto him, We have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me, I pray thee. And the chief butler told his dream to Joseph, and said to him, In my dream, behold, a vine was before me, and in the vine were 3 branches, and it was as though it budded, and her blossom shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup. And I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said unto him, This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head, and restore thee unto thy place, and thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand, after the former manner, when thou wast his butler. But think on me when it shall be well with thee, and show kindness, I pray thee, unto me, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also have I done nothing, that they should put me into the dungeon. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream, and I had 3 white baskets on my head. And in the uppermost basket there was of all manner of baked meats for Pharaoh, and the birds did eat them out of the basket upon my head. And Joseph answered and said, This is the interpretation thereof. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off of thee. And it came to pass the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast unto all his servants, and he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again, and he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker, as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forgot him. And that is the end of chapter 40 of Genesis. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and I pray that you have heard or thought of something uplifting or inspirational during the reading. And until our next reading, have a great day. Bye.